Did y'all know they over in Mexico tearing white people's asses up right now? If you don't believe me, you can go look it up. But the Mexicans that are in Mexico are literally coming after people who are claiming to be nomads. You know, all those boomers who have now retired and are looking for a cheaper place to live with their retirement. They decided to go to Mexico and try to gentrify Mexico. And they said, no, sir, no, ma'am. The Mexican people are going through their cities where they've built all these places of shops and restaurants, and they are breaking everything. They are blaming this boomer generation and these digital nomads for the reasons why the price of living is going up. They say that over the last 5 years, just rent alone has gone up 43% because of them. They said that because of them, they are now having to choose between groceries, rent, and electricity. And they didn't waste no time telling them, get the fuck out. They even said they was coming on their beaches telling them that their mariachi bands can't play their music. The nerve. That's a cultural thing that's been going on there forever. Why would you think you get to go to someone else's country and tell them what to do? There was even one of the protesters who was quoted stating, this is how colonialism works, and we're gonna put a stop to it before it ever even happens, honey. And they don't look like they're joking around, busting windows straight out.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are talking about how some Americans been moving to Mexico to retire and to live cheap life, and now Mexicans are kicking them out, considering how American been treating Mexican for decades. They're like, enough is enough, we want you out of here. So that's what we'll be covering in today's episode. Each and every clip you'll be seeing in today's video, credit only belongs to the original owner of the videos. I'll be back with more commentary.
So currently in Mexico, there is protesting going on around American immigration to Mexico. The locals are demanding that the Americans learn Spanish, pay their taxes, and respect the local culture. I would just like to say, good for them, and so should we. If you move to a new country, you should learn the local language, you should learn the local culture, and you should follow the law. This same basic logic should also and does also apply to places like Canada, the United States, the UK, and Europe. For some reason, a lot of Westerners feel uncomfortable saying that out loud. If you move to Canada, you should learn English or French. If you move to the United States, you should do so legally. And if you move to the UK, well, maybe you shouldn't try to change it into whatever country you originally came from. It's become way too common in the West for diasporic communities to move to our countries and not follow these basic principles. We put up with it because we feel like if we said something about it, it could be perceived as racist. But here's the thing, you don't need to look very far to realize that that's wrong. Every other country enforces their culture, so why don't
Americans are gentrifying Mexico City? My Mexican friend is pissed. He's like, these Americans do not speak Spanish, whine about spicy food. They don't have visas. They shouldn't be working remote tech jobs in Mexico. I'm like, you're right. It doesn't sound like they should be working tech jobs in Mexico. I mean, they don't learn the language or culture, no papers. It kind of sounds like they should be working in.
So guys, actually for years, thousands, mostly white people, been moving to Mexico to live cheaper life, warm weather, and also culture, food, many things. So, and people who work like digital, like online, and they're like, no, when you come here, the house, they're getting expensive. Life neighborhood is changing for worse. It's like they are not happy with them. And if we consider what's been happening in the USA to Mexican, like the way they've been deporting them in a harsh way, so I think that also is causing it, because there's no way you see like your people in other country, they are treated bad, and you treat them good in your country. Of course you feel offended. So guys, things are getting wide, and let me know what you think, but let's keep watching. I will be back.
Do you know how obnoxious you have to be to piss off the most hospitable people on the face of planet Earth, right? A los ciudadanos del país de Mexico, right? To the point where they're like, afuera, gringa afuera, like, we're done, right? We're done. Like, it's so crazy, right? Because I made some content about this a couple of months ago. I told y'all, right? The Mexicans were getting done, right? When folks were going to the restaurant, y pide la carta in inglés, and like, come on, like learn Spanish, bro. It's not that hard to learn basic Spanish. And then driving up the rents, acting like you in the 51st state when you're in a completely different country. They had enough, man. They had enough, and I'm there for it. I hope all of these gringos, all of these fools get about 15,000 quiero llorars and get the hell out of there, man. Because again, they have really, really messed up the situation, or tried to mess up the situation, in one of the best countries in the world, which is Mexico. Much love, baby. Estoy aquí en la lucha contigo.
Actually, guys, the USA has long history of making difficult for Mexican. We can start with like immigration laws. We can start with mass deportation. We all know like the breeding wars and stuff like that. And this time we see Mexican telling like uh, some Americans who live in Mexico, like, we don't want you anymore. Go back home. When you are here, rent and everything, they're so expensive, and we don't want you. So that's what we are seeing this episode. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think this is because what's been happening because of deportation, or you think like, let me know what you think. Let us know what you think. So I have one clip I have left. Let's watch. I'll be back.
So, did y'all see what Mexico City did for the 4th of July? They protested against gentrification. There were marches held in several points of Mexico City. We know that gentrification is a huge issue in several cities across Mexico. There were businesses that were even vandalized. I want to say that the majority of the protests were peaceful, but there were some that were not. Now, we know that gentrification is a big issue, and there's people from all over the world that move into Mexico City, but it is symbolic that Mexico City chose to protest on American Independence Day. This sign says, "Foreigners love Mexico, but hate Mexicans." That was a very direct statement. I think with everything going on in the US, that was definitely targeted towards Americans, not any other foreigner from a certain nationality.
Guys, let's be honest on what's happening. Like, when foreigners are moving in the country, in the neighborhood, of course neighborhood will get expensive, because I know like every country have these things. When you see foreigner, you attend to charge them more because you think they have more money. So if they are willing to pay, or they're willing to pay rent like more money, of course local will suffer from it, because you will change price. If they, let's say, if the house was renting 400 and now it's renting 1000, and the foreigner can afford it easily, and local it's hard. So of course I feel what the local are saying, and yeah, it's really not easy. And we see they're saying like, actually they retired, and of course remote workers, those one who work online, they are moving there to live comfortable life, cheap life, and of course warm weather, and on the beach, and you can live like a very comfortable life with just small money, with affordable money. Like, it's not like the US. Sometimes you can make, let's say you can make 5,000 USD, but if you live in US, maybe your expenses per month is like 3,500. But when you move to other country, Mexico or any other country, maybe we use 1,500 or 2,000 in total. So you understand that. So in the house you'll be living in the US or out of US, it may be more beautiful, luxury and stuff like that. That's what they're trying to say. So guys, if you are like Mexican watching this video, is it really happening like this? Is it really happening like this? Is it real that like the price, rent and everything is becoming very expensive? You don't need to be Mexican. Maybe you live there, or you have friends or relative, you have news or more information about this situation. Kindly educate us in a comment, because these people want to know, who are maybe planning to move there, who don't know what's going on. Educate us, because at the end of the day, this content is for only education purpose. We are not here to harass anyone or to insult anyone. Kindly, even in comment, please, let's respect one another. Let's like give each other information in a good way, in a positive way. Sometimes you can communicate without insulting anyone. So guys, I have few comments from the people. Let's hear what the people are saying about the situation. Actually, the first comment say, this is karma in action. America have been telling Mexican to go home for decades. Now it's happening to them. So, what do you think about? Do you think this is karma, or do you think it's just life? Let me know what you think. The second one say, when you move to another country, you should respect the local culture, economy. If you're driving up the price, expect backlash. The third one say, when you move to another country, you should respect the local culture and economy. If you are driving up the price, expect sorry, I repeat it. The third one said the double standard is real. America get angry when immigrants change their neighborhoods, but it's fine when they do it abroad. Is it like happening? Is it real that they're changing the neighborhood? Kindly inform us. And the fourth one say, I live in Mexico City. I have seen change firsthand. My rent double in 2 years because of foreigner demand. The last one say, this isn't about hating foreigner, it's about keeping community affordable for the people who live there for years round. And of course, people also have to consider the salary that Mexican are getting. If the neighborhood and life is getting expensive because people are moving in, but also even those one who rent house and something, they have to think about the salary of the local, because yeah, they need to afford it, because there's no way you charge that kind of money on the rent if local can't even earn that. So I think they have to balance, because at the other hand, I think it's nice to have foreigners around you, to have people visiting your country. It's look like your country is beautiful, people want to live there, but I think they need to balance both so local doesn't suffer from it. That's what I think personally. Let me know what you think and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next one. As always, bye.